special feeling in the air in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, when the Chicago Bulls hit town. Nothing different about the atmosphere tonight. You're inside Gund Arena. We welcome you to Cavs basketball on Sports Channel. Those rampaging Bulls of Phil Jackson in to see Mike Fratello and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So very good to see all of you again, everyone. I'm Michael Regai. They said it couldn't be done. They being the NBA critics who said you go 72-10 like the Chicago Bulls did in running to the best record ever in the NBA last year. They could never, ever even think about backing that up again this year. Think again. Let's check some numbers. The Bulls are on pace to maybe make it happen. Sets the All-Star break a perfect 7-0 and the field goal percentage about 50%, and they win by an average margin of better than 14 points per night. With that, please say hello to a man that knows the Chicago franchise, has for years, my partner,
Michael.
Jim Jones. Jim, we talk about this basketball team. They're all about winning. Can they do a 72-10 again?
Michael, it's very possible, because there's one thing that the Bulls have over every other team in this league, the winning edge. They have it, and that's the difference between them and everyone else. They know how to get themselves up for back-to-backs, for 3 games in 4 nights, 4 games in 6 nights, if it be the road or if it be home. They have the winning formula. No one else in basketball can comprehend that right now because of their depth, their experience, and they've got the greatest player in modern day history, Michael Jordan. And Michael, with all that being said, now the lonely Cavaliers missing Tyrone Hill, where do you look?
Yeah, Jim talks about that special mystique, and let's key in on 2 individuals. We'll leave his airness to do his thing later on. Scottie Pippen is a reigning NBA Player of the Week. Jim, look at his numbers in the week ending just a couple of days ago.
Vicious, Michael. I mean, if you look at his rebounds and you look at his assists, playing 38 minutes a game, Scottie Pippen, at this stage in his career, is probably the greatest team player ever to play the game. Do you know how hard it is to play with a guy that's averaging 30-some points every night? He's got every commercial. He's most visible, but you still got to come in every night, stay focused, and get the job done. You can't stand around and watch him make highlight films. You have to do your job. Scottie Pippen has made the adjustment, and because of his tremendous athleticism, he was able to make that adjustment.
He has the propensity to do just that. And, of course, the man that leads the NBA in rebounding and is now going to be a model citizen inside Gund Arena tonight, or so he says. Dennis Rodman had his usual 15 boards against the Blazers on Monday night. Jim, another guy, though, that knows what winning is. Championship rings in Detroit. I say they can win without him, yes, but they're a much better team with him.
Yeah, they can win during the regular season, but they can't win a 7-game series without Dennis Rodman. He is the physical presence. He is what Tyrone Hill is to the Cavaliers. He's their emotional leader. He's the one who's willing to take the blows, and that's the kind of player that you need. He did it in Detroit, and now he's doing it with the Bulls.
Jimmy mentions the Chicago story, and he mentions Tyrone Hill, so let's talk about Tyrone not being there tonight. Jim, sprained left right ankle. He's out, and as you see, the numbers have been absolutely exquisite for the Cavaliers power forward. He will be missed not being able to battle Rodman on the front line. So we swing it to the backcourt, and when we go to the backcourt, you talk about Bobby Phills and his assignment and how he's handled that assignment against simply the finest player in the NBA in Michael Jordan.
If you look at the field goal percentage for Jordan at 44, he's closer to 50 this season, and his points are a little bit down, but the thing I like about Phills is he keeps making that concentrated effort. He doesn't give up when Michael has the advantage, and that's the kind of pressure that you have to put on Michael Jordan. There's only one other player defensively that does that. That's Gary Payton. Anytime that he guards Jordan, it's the same thing. They don't give up. You have to be mentally tough against Jordan.
Chicago Bulls have won 7 straight since the All-Star break, as we showed you, and they get the Cavaliers tonight without Tyrone Hill, who has been the Cavaliers' most consistent performer since that All-Star break. Cavaliers and Bulls. Bulls have won both games this year, and they've won the last 6 contests between the 2 clubs. Let's see if the Cavaliers can put the end of the Chicago Hex. We'll get to the starting lineups and get this one tipped off. Chicago Bulls, Cavaliers, coming at you next on Sports Channel.
Sports Channel's coverage of Cleveland Cavaliers basketball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. By Dutch Boy, the official paint of the NBA and Cleveland Cavaliers. Give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy. By Brewery Fresh Bud Light, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. By your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers, they're winning Ohio over. By BP, everything we do is to keep you moving. And by the more than 150 Northeast Ohio Repco drugstores. Repco, a friend for life.
Chicago Bulls as they embark on Gund Arena tonight. Let's take a look at the lineups that Phil Jackson and Mike Fratello employ. We'll start at the small forward spot. Chris Mills has played well of late, Jim Jones, and actually he's got the better of Scottie Pippen this year, but Scottie Pippen is on a rampage right now.
That's right. Chris Mills does a good job on Scottie, but there are the season numbers, head-to-head numbers, and you can see that Mills a little bit ahead. But Scottie Pippen is so well-rounded, almost a triple-double every night. He is a consummate team player.
Chris Mills playing 38 minutes per night. That faces the Cavaliers. Shake up on that front line tonight due to Tyrone Hill's sprained left ankle. That'll keep him out. Danny Ferry gets a call at the power forward spot. Dennis Rodman leads the NBA in rebounds, and he's been a model citizen since he's come back from suspension.
Oh, yes, he has, Michael. But I'm telling you, with Danny Ferry as a starter, that really strains that bench. Dennis Rodman is a terror on both boards. Ferry's had his problems with Rodman.
Almost 16 boards a night for the Worm. Let's go to the men in the middle. Mark West did not play the other night. He starts tonight. Luke Longley is now recovered from his shoulder problems and has picked it up, averaging almost 8 points and 5 boards per night. We go to the backcourt and show you that Bobby Phills will have to square off against his airness. Bobby seems to pick his game up when he faces Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan has been murderous on the Cavaliers in his career.
He has. Bobby Phills is up for the challenge, but so is everyone else every night against Jordan, and he still gets his customary 30. The Cavs will have to do a better job late against Jordan.
Let's check out the lead guards. Terrell Brandon. Terrell, who would love to get his game back jump-started into high gear because he's been struggling of late. And the former Cavalier Ron Harper always loves playing back in the city of Cleveland. You're all set. We throw it up next on Sports Channel. It's a sold-out Gund Arena as the Cavaliers get set to embark upon their third meeting of the year with the best ball club by the number in the NBA and in everybody's mind to boot, the Chicago Bulls. Now, let's take a look at some situations that may bear fruit tonight. Jim, this is what the Cavaliers probably 3 leading scorers have done against Chicago this year, and Terrell Brandon is pretty much near where he is at the norm per night, and Terrell's going to have to get something like this again because he's been laboring the last few.
Michael, you're exactly right. Terrell Brandon has to be Brandon, and if Chris Mills and Phils can duplicate those numbers, it will take the strain off of the loss of Tyrone Hill, because at some point you've got to go to your bench, Michael, and that's going to be the weakness. The Cavaliers have got to get something out of the starters to give themselves the chance in this game.
Talk about one of the best records for any bench boss in the NBA. That man has it. Phil Jackson, whether you want to call him the Zen master with some of his ideas that he puts to purpose on a basketball floor. That winning percentage of almost 74%. Incomparable, the best in NBA history. Mike Fratello will go either a game above or a game below 500 in his now 11th NBA campaign, as he, of course, is 28-28 against the Chicago Bulls. Mike, just about 55% with a win percentage here since he has run the ship of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we're all set to go. Settle back and enjoy it with us. Cavaliers have lost 6 in a row to the Bulls, 3 in a row here at home. Do they change that around tonight? We'll take you to the hoop as you settle back and enjoy on Sports Channel.
One of the things they have to do is get quality shots. That means open shots and some layup opportunities.
Rodman right away out to switch off on Brandon. Billy Oakes, David Jones, and Jim Kinsey, the 3 that blow the whistles tonight. Ferry's going to step back and launch on Ronnie Harper, and Michael Jordan up to claim it.
Michael, I don't like the decision. I think that Brandon on Rodman should have been a nice jump shot for Brandon. He has got to take that shot with confidence.
That triple option triangle offense of the Chicago Bulls. We know you've seen it oh so many times. Every NBA club has. Not too many of them get it stopped.
To me, it's a dedicated passing game.
Shot clock at 2, and Luke Longley was very indecisive. Dennis Rodman got whistled for a 3-second call.
Yeah, he couldn't pick up the double team in the open people, but it's a glorified passing game. Of course, takes winners would dare to differ, to dare. Either way.
The Chicago team's won 24 of their last 26, and they've got their next 4 in the friendly confines of the United Center after this quick trip to Cleveland tonight. Cavaliers trying to deny him win number 50 on the year. Bobby Phills with a whirl on Michael Jordan. Dennis Rodman, the leading rebounder in the NBA, grabbing his first of the night.
Jordan making Phills take an off-balance fade-away jump shot.
Michael's going to raise from the dotted line. Rodman a stick back, give him his offensive board and his first deuce.
What we're talking about is anytime that you rotate, you have got to be concerned about Dennis Rodman. I mean, it's no mystery, Michael. They have to put a body on Rodman.
Jimmy, I know they went 10-1 when Rodman went down with that 11-game league suspension, but you cannot convince me that they're a better basketball team without him. I'm sorry.
You're all over it. I mean, defensively, enthusiasm, and of course, limiting teams to one shot. That's very fundamental to defense.
Bobby Phills will bury that triple to get the Cavaliers on the board tonight. Phills picking it up where he's left off against both Vancouver and Seattle. Been the Cavs' most consistent the last couple.
And that is a quality shot. He had balance and he had time.
Mills ripped Pippen. Brandon's going to solo. Terrell almost lost his rhythm and then couldn't finish.
That's a confidence thing there. He hurried all the way through picking the ball up to the time he shot it.
Jordan with a baseline raise. Michael Jordan 0 for 2 to start it out early.
They need Brandon to be Brandon. There is no way the Cavaliers can win this game unless Terrell is Terrell.
Terrell back iron on that triple try. Chicago going to get another look at the offensive end. Scottie Pippen will go too strong. (3-2) Cavaliers by 1. Sold out crowd in Gund Arena. A bit quiet early on as both ball clubs feeling each other out right now.
Yeah, and that feeling out is trying to work matchups.
Mills facing up on Jordan. Shot clock at 1. Mills has got to trigger it and drop it.
That's what I'm talking about. Hitting quality shots. Bobby Phills with a little dribble dish action. You can do that against the Bulls because one-on-one they're not as tough. They do a great job of covering for each other, though.
Pippen got a step. Scottie Pippen went with a whirl to bury that jump hook.
That was two-man action right there with Jordan and Pippen.
Scottie averaging almost 20 points per night. Shoots about 47%. Jim talked about it in the open. Has developed the mindset of being able to play with Michael Jordan. Terrell Brandon will splash the jumper. So Terrell on the book for the first time tonight.
If Terrell can hit those shots, that would take so much pressure off of their half-court play when he can bail them out like that. They have nothing to go to but that shot.
Cavaliers by 3, 7-4. This is Luke Longley. That won't happen. Very short. Rodman got an offensive board from Danny Ferry, but then Danny got a little bit of a piece maybe as Dennis wanted to put it back. Phil is going to raise up. Ronnie Harper got a swat out about it.
That's right. Bobby's motion to shoot was a little bit too slow. You need a quicker release, but give Ron Harper credit with those long arms. He was able to recover and block the shot. Here it is. That's a big part of their defense. Look at that Harper with the right hand, with the left hand block on the right hand shooter.
Cavaliers 18 up, 11 down here at the gun. And of course, as you know, coming off the loss to Seattle, Bobby Phills will splash his second triple here in the first quarter. So Phil's off strong with 6.
And working that matchup, Luke Longley switching on to Phills. Phills took advantage.
Cavaliers the third best home run shooting ball club in the NBA at 38%. Michael Jordan got that jumper to go.
There's a man that's been bailing out the Bulls for years because that time was pretty good defense. Cavaliers closing all those passing lanes up. But Jordan once again.
Jim, I know Michael Jordan is appreciated with gusto around the NBA, but I tell you, I don't think any other place gives him as warm a reception for some reason as right here in Cleveland. for being on the road.
Yeah.
Brandon, tough look at it as Rodman was flying out at him. 4th board already for Michael Jordan.
Michael, I agree with you. I think they appreciate the winning, and of course everyone appreciates Michael Jordan.
Danny Ferry is going to get hit with the Cavalier personal foul. That's first on Danny and the first on the Cavaliers. So a little bit quicker tempo than the other night. Cavaliers by 4 early. All of us at Sports Channel would like to say a very warm and special hello to our viewers watching us tonight on Stellar Private Cable. That's in Laurel Lake, and also Continental Cablevision in the city of Tiffin. So those of you in Laurel Lake at Tiffin, glad to have you with us inside the gun, and our greetings to you tonight on Sports Channel. Michael Reggie, Jim Jones, Cavaliers on top by 4. If you're just joining us, Tyrone Hill a no-go tonight. Well, the Cavaliers man who has been so very stellar of late and who averages almost 13 points and 10 rebounds in 35 minutes of work a night, Jim, not available this evening, and Cavaliers got to find some other avenues to pick it up.
And that is a big blow.
Ronnie Harper with that whirling jumper, the former Miami, Ohio great, went very strong. Cavaliers with a chance to push this lead up a little further.
Yeah, the Cavaliers not getting anything on the inside. It's been all perimeter so far. Expect the Bulls to start guarding the Cavaliers a little more intently.
I think that's a very apropos statement out of this timeout. Danny Ferry hasn't been able to launch anything tonight because Dennis Rodman's just in his shirt. Danny going to hit the side of the glass with that deep jumper. Jordan's looking to triple. Mark West ripping off his 2nd board of the evening.
And Coach Fratello telling the troops to penetrate and get the ball down the floor. If that's what you need. If you can't develop a post up in the half-court set, you need to push it up the floor and try to get something in transition.
Brandon floated and finished at the Cavalier end. Harper again will misfire on the Chicago offensive end. Cavaliers have doubled up the Bulls. They're up at 12-6 here. Just about 20 seconds past the halfway mark of this first quarter.
Making their shots.
Bobby Phills to the Rays. Danny Ferry with a Cavalier offensive board. Danny's going to launch and lace it.
Making shots is the name of the game.
Jordan has leaked out. Michael with that line drive jumper that rattled. So Jordan off a little bit chilly. Michael now 1 for 5 in the early going.
Cavaliers without Tyrone Hill, no inside action.
Chicago only shooting 23%. Ferry's got a look. Danny Ferry had it halfway in the cup and then it rattled out.
Tell you what, you could see the frown on Coach Fratello's face.
Cavaliers going to get a rip on the Bulls inside. Brandon and Phil. Terrell is going to fly to the hole to finish.
Cavaliers in transition. They got the half-court jumper working and the transition game. Brandon's last 2 points in transition, up tempo.
Looks a lot different than from Tuesday night. Luke Longley on the run through the paint that dropped that left-handed hook.
Luke Longley, 7'2", has an excellent post-up game. Very agile for a center. Jump hook, hook shots.
Gentleman from down under, from Australia, Luke Longley. Cavaliers shooting at just about 44%. That'll be enhanced as Mark West will punch it hard from that baseline.
The penetration by Brandon. When they picked Brandon up, Mark West was open, and he knows how to finish.
Mark West, a DNP Mike Fratello decision the other evening. First time this year. Cavaliers up by 10. Jordan trying to work Bobby Phills. Double came from Mills, which allowed Scottie Pippen to go glass and knock it down.
That's that 1-2 punch. Scottie Pippen able to complement Jordan perfectly. You know how much pressure's on you when Jordan passes up a short jump shot to give you an even shorter one. You got to make it. You know.
And Pippen has made pretty good living on doing just that. Mills is going to trigger. West up strong. Rodman trying to save. He will to Michael Jordan. Jordan and Harper and Phil Jackson's backcourt. Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley up front. Pippen on the blocks. Jordan to launch the 3. Scottie Pippen, strong offensive board and put back and fall.
Well, that's something that you can't You just can't tolerate it. There's no way that you can defend Rodman and then you don't defend Scottie Pippen on second shot opportunities. Now, come on, gang. If you got both of them working on the boards, we got real big problems here.
Scottie Pippen with a half dozen to pace the Bulls as Michael Jordan languishes in the early going. Jordan just at 1 of 6. Phil's trying to break down Michael. Jordan had a slap on him. Mills to the fade as the shot clock expired. Ferry stepped out to play Jordan. Here Mike Fratello yelling out the defensive set that he'd like. Pippen with a look. And real strong off glass. Bobby Phil's looking to push. Good dish to Chris Mills. Got Pippen up and then dropped it on the finish.
The key to the Cavaliers' early success is their ability to limit Chicago to one shot. They've only got 2 offensive rebounds so far, and push the ball off the floor for easy opportunities.
Something that Phil Jackson doesn't like. The Bulls bench master going to talk about it. Cavaliers have spread that scoring out well and have a 8-point lead over Chicago when we get you back to the gun on Sports Channel. And Sports Channel. Cavaliers got Phil Jackson to stop the proceedings a moment ago, and it looks like he's got that triangle offense squared away. Coming back out of that timeout. Shot clock at 1. Harper got it off. Harper drew nothing. Space ball. Give it back to the Cavaliers on a 24-second violation.
Yeah, there is a concern because what you're seeing is the Bulls on the defensive end have really had their problems trying to slow the Cavs down, because they're not making good shots, and the Cavs been able to limit it to 1 shot. So here they put in Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc has checked in, 6'11" out of Croatia. You saw the Cavaliers last 9 possessions, 5 of 9 from the floor, 10 points more. Importantly, they have yet to turn it over. Brandon's going to miss wide right over Kukoc. Vitaly Potapico, the Cavalier offensive board.
Terrell is really off. I mean, that was really wide right.
Tally, the Cavaliers' first-round draft selection out of Wright State. Now he's banging with Rodman low box. Tally going to go strong. Dennis Rodman with a knee to try to impede the progress of V.
And it's going to be hard for Dennis, as good a defender as he is. His strength is being able to get under bigger guys and get them off balance. But Potapico, once he gets in that low post-up squat, is so strong, his center of gravity, Michael, that Rodman's going to have problems trying to keep him off of that spot.
First Chicago foul, team side tonight on the Bulls. Bobby Sur in the contest. Cavalier bench trying to outdo one of the best in the game. But Potapico with muscle. Rodman that time stood his ground and came away with the board.
Potapico had it. He had a good look. And the Cavs now have a legitimate inside game in the half court.
Cavaliers, Mike Fratello going to need Vitaly tonight, Jim, to stay on the floor for big minutes.
You're exactly right, and I hope he can, Michael. Hope he can stay out of foul trouble.
The worm. Dennis Rodman floating and finishing on the baseline. Michael Jordan with his 4 World Championship rings. Let's not forget Dennis Rodman has 3. 2 as a Detroit Piston. Last year as a Chicago Bull.
A testament to their ability to win.
6 seconds left, first quarter. Cavaliers going to use it all. Sura got to get started. Sura, excellent job as he got Ronnie Harper in the air with 1.5 left. Bobby Sura, Jimmy's getting the cerebral part of the game to the point where he's done that quite a bit this year at the end of shot clocks and at the end of quarter clocks.
Yeah, that ball fake was beautiful. Watch it. You're going to see it here. Potapico with the inside back out action. Now watch, Harper catches him. Look at the ball fake. Catches Harper in the air. Nice draw by Potapico. By Sura. See right there, fans? Harper out of control, trying to recover on the ball fake.
Bobby looked good with that stroke from the line, Jim. He's only at 56%, and in talking to him a lot, you know, he sometimes just shakes his head and said, I got to get more confident at the line and make sure I help our ball club.
Well, I think that he can beat, look at the steal. I think that he can beat Harper off the dribble, Mark.
Bobby Sura split the pair. Cavalier offense with a 21-point first quarter. And they held the Bulls. The defense did to only 14. We'll come back and tell you more coming up on Sports Channel. Back inside Gunn Arena, Cavaliers held the Chicago Bulls second lowest first quarter total this year, only 14 points. But Jim, the ball swing here, Vitale didn't find Dennis.
No, he didn't. He's still learning, Michael, that he has to keep reacting more so than thinking and reacting. By the time you think it's too late, you can see it there.
Chicago only 35%, as I mentioned, that's 14 points, the second lowest total in a quarter this year. Michael Jordan will drop it, and one coming from the line. Cavalier personal foul going to go on Chris Mills. Let's check that. They got Patopico instead.
And Jordan with the nice follow through. Watch him right here. He gets you to back up, and then see right there, you can see Patopico re-catching Jordan on the elbow with his left arm. See that right there? Just in time to help him pick up a foul and a three-pointer. Full court pressure.
Michael starts the second quarter with a quick three. One coming from the line after the field goal hit and the personal foul. Sura went to push. Kerr had a piece of it. Steve Kerr on the floor battling with Bob Sura. And Steve Kerr, who the last time he was here at Cleveland All-Star Weekend, of course, got a lot of cheers winning that three-point shooting contest.
And Scottie Pippen, every year he's in the top 10 in steals. You have to be careful around Pippen. Those long arms. The Cavs had a 2-on-1 break after they broke down that first line of that trapping press.
Jason Caffey also in the contest. Caffey out of Alabama in his second NBA campaign. So Phil Jackson going with Kerr, Kukoc, Pippen, Caffey, and Jordan. Billy Oakes said that Michael had the last touch. Mike Fratello with Bobby Sura, Bobby Phils, Vitale Patopico, Danny Ferry, and Chris Mills.
Hey, they got to give Patopico a look, Michael. He has excellent low post position. Caffey's trying to be physical, and this guy's just too strong.
V on the low box.
Oh, V, don't give it up.
Mills has got to trigger that triple. Scottie Pippen will start Chicago out.
Patopico had him. He had a half a foot in the lane. Don't pass it out. Stay strong on the shot.
Tony Kukoc has been a Cavalier killer this year. Jason Caffey went way too strong from in tight. Kukoc with the 13 points and 10 boards in his only contest. Just starting the second quarter, Michael Regat, Jim Jones. Good to have you in touch on Sports Channel. Cavalier lead is 4. Phil's baseline. Bobby to elevate and get it to drop.
It's going to be there because anytime you come off Patopico, they're not going to switch because that's a true mismatch. That player's going to have to get through. That's what opened up the opportunity for Phils. They had to stay home.
Bobby Phils with 8. Pippen, big step through the paint. Bobby Phils with the last touch.
12 seconds to shoot.
See, this is the fight down low. He establishes an inside game. That defender cannot roam or help or double team. He's got to be concerned with Patopico. And Patopico gets it low, but look, he has it, and he passes it back out to Mills. Take him.
Jordan is going to lift it over the top of Bobby Phils. Bobby did an excellent defensive job right in Jordan's face.
You got to make Michael shoot over the defense.
Swing found Danny Ferry. Danny Ferry has delivered the triple hit.
Up tempo, ball movement, finding open people. Key for the Cavaliers.
Danny Ferry with 5 in the Cavaliers starting lineup tonight. Danny had come off the bench 20 straight until he got the start the other evening. Jordan got it lifted. Mills going to grab the Cavalier board. Cavaliers 9. Michael 2 of 8 from the floor tonight. Patopico wants it on Caffey.
He's got it.
Went to take him strong, and Scottie Pippen reached in. Jim Kinsey caught him. Pippen on the personal, his first.
I'll tell you what, Patopico on the inside. The Bulls don't have anyone but maybe Luke Longley because of his height and his range. Caffey just not strong enough to really handle it. You get that low in this league on the block, you got to get some production.
See if the Cavaliers keep going there to V. Ferry now in the post up against his former buddy Steve Kerr. Danny went glass as Kukoc ran at him, didn't finish.
Give it up. I'd rather see him give it up. Sura was wide open.
Cavaliers by 9 without Tyrone Hill. This is Tony Kukoc. He'll book that jumper. Oh, he's been so special off Phil Jackson's bench.
Now you know that Phil's going to stay at home on Jordan, so you've got to get over the pick. You can't afford to go behind because the first rule is to stay with Jordan. Big mistake by Ferry.
3 minutes into this second quarter. Cavalier lead is 7 at 26-19. Patopico wants it on Caffey. V with a wheelie hook. It's right there.
All day. He can get that all day. As long as they don't double team him, he can get that all day on Caffey. Caffey is a pretty strong player in his own right, but V is super strong.
Bobby Phills had a quick strip. Cavaliers had some numbers, but Billy Oakes blew his whistle. And that's the second personal foul on Scottie Pippen. We'll see if Phil Jackson goes to his bench as we take a look at V with the good fundamentals, Jim.
Oh, yeah, he is so strong, fans. Down low, he's as strong as any man. Watch that first step. Boom, right there. See the explosion? He builds that momentum off of his first step. There's nothing that Caffey could do.
Terrific look at that from our slash man here in Gund Arena. We call him the general manager, Kerry Kemp. I'll tell you why in a minute. Bobby Phills not being general at all, being very definitive with that run through the paint. Bobby's got 10.
Off the dribble action, working very well for the Cavaliers tonight.
Cavaliers, biggest lead of the evening. It's at 11. Jordan tried to save after the triple was misfired for Kukoc. Phills over Kukoc. Pippen pulled it away from Potapico.
Good look by Phil. A little bit too strong.
Jordan to the hole. With a left hand, left it on the underside of the iron. David Jones with a proper call. We're going the Cavs way.
Potapico was right in the middle of that fight. He was right in the middle of that action. That's what you want to see off of the bench. He and Bobby Sura have given the Cavaliers a lift.
Mike Fratello's got Bob Sura along with Bobby Phills, Donnie Marshall, Vitaly Potapico, and Chris Mills. So Mike playing with different combinations tonight. Potapico again on Caffey. He's got him right where he wants him, Jim.
He still got him.
Jump hook crawled across the iron.
Tell you what, he needs some movement away from the ball. They're standing stationary, and he can't read, Michael, where that double team is coming from.
Kukoc with about the 5-inch height advantage on Chris Mills. Backed him down. Mills got a piece of the round ball, but Jim Kinsey said there was a bump. That's Chris Mills on the Cavalier personal foul.
Tony Kukoc is their legitimate small forward. The reason he comes off the bench is just for this reason. He has a decided height advantage on most small forwards in this league, and he is an excellent shooter out on the perimeter and against smaller players in the post.
6'11" out of Croatia. He also the owner of a couple of 3 championship rings. Dennis Rodman is back. Rodman returning with his 4 points and his 6 bounds already in 12 minutes of basketball. Kukoc dropped them both. Tony with 4 since he is entered off Phil Jackson's bench.
And full court pressure. Jordan on the ball.
Mike Fratello and the Cavaliers trying to put the end to what has been 24 wins in the last 26 Chicago Bull contests. 24-2. Shot clock at 4. Mills has got a launch over Rodman. Kukoc to scrape it off.
That play took too long to develop. You can't do that against the Bulls. You got to give yourself time to be comfortable.
Kukoc with a spectacular move, but he couldn't finish. He showed that handoff off the triple option and then went through the paint strong.
He sure did, Michael. And I'll tell you what, any other time he makes that shot.
Donnie Marshall will knock down that 3. So the Cavaliers with their 4th triple hit on the night. They're the 3rd best 3-point bombing club in the NBA.
And Fratello getting that production off of his bench. They have stepped up mightily.
Cavalier bench delivering a quick 8 points. They get a timeout, but not before Donnie Marshall got whistled for a personal foul. Gund Arena sellout crowd letting the Cavaliers know they appreciate. Cavaliers by 12 when we come back. In one place alone, right here in your cable home for the Cavaliers Sports Channel. Rodman gave Kukoc an opportunity to hit the tray. Bobby Sura on the Cavalier bounce.
Cavalier defense has not allowed the Bulls to be comfortable in their half-court set.
Jim, but maybe more importantly, not a turnover tonight for the Cavaliers in 33 possessions with the basketball.
Whoa, what a difference a game makes.
Potapico wants Longley and Randy Brown. That was a nice defensive reach hit from Randy Brown as he got a V all tied up.
Yeah, he's all right. But what happened was Sura got in the way, bringing his man. Now watch what happens. See, he takes that way around, but right in here, see, they're concerned about Potapico. Even they're giving Luke Longley help.
Danny Ferry will check back in. He's going to give Chris Mills a blow. Danny back in with 5. He started tonight on that front line. Again, one more time, if you're just joining us, Cavaliers man that's been so splendid of late, Tyrone Hill, a no-go tonight. Jordan's running out, and Bob Sura will wrap him up as Jordan wanted to explode to the hole.
Good foul by Sura. See, even Michael Jordan, as great a confident player as he is, if he gets an easy basket, sometimes that's what sparks them as far as getting their aggressiveness together. Now look at it. Watch his face. If you could see Jordan's face after Sura grabs him, he's upset.
Michael Jordan, he's been on a rampage, a binge point-wise ever since he came into the NBA. The leading scorer this year. Jim, how about the fastest 25,000 points all time in the NBA? Look at Michael Jordan.
Who's number 1 though?
Well, Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh yeah, that's right, a big man.
Yeah,
a real big man.
I figured you'd like
Has
that.
Michael scored 100 points yet? Oh, okay. I mean, that's the argument I get everybody. Oh, Jordan's the greatest. No, I say Wilt's the greatest. You know, hey man, until he breaks some of those Wilt Chamberlain records, you know, I want to see him.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any type of idea where Jim Jones stands on the mat? But Topico with a wheel. Luke Longley gave him a pretty good shot as V tried to duck up and under. That's Topico drawing the hit from Luke, his first.
Luke Longley is not a physical center. He is a finesse player. He has problems guarding other players who want to put body on him down low. You see, he stands too straight. See that verticality thing? When you're low against him, you can get around him.
Terrell Brandon is back with 6 in the first quarter. He replaces Bob Sura. Topico looking to take Longley. Now here comes the help from Randy Brown. Rotation has found Brandon with an open look at it. Terrell will knock it out.
The key was Topico. He stayed patient and he waited for the open man to get open. That was Ferry who swung the ball to Brandon. That's basketball.
35-23. Cavalier lead is at 12. Are they going to deny Chicago of their 8th straight win since the All-Star break? You need to stay with us as this one unfolds. Cats playing well. Jordan had a pass out of the double. This is Randy Brown. Bobby Phil's up with a lively leg.
Getting Jordan to give up the ball. That's a big part of Phil's defense. Excellent job by Bobby.
Phil's is going to raise over Dennis Rodman. Got front iron and Kukoc scraped it. Scottie Pippen getting ready to come back for Phil Jackson momentarily. Chicago's offense not nearly as productive as you would think the #1 club in the NBA would be. Rodman and Ferry are all locked up down there on the Randy Brown misfire. And Jim Kinsey just got Danny Ferry with his second.
He did, but if you could see what happened before the ball got there, this is what all great rebounders do. They anticipate. He hooks Ferry. He hooked Ferry, and then when he went for the ball and found out he didn't have a chance to get it, he pulled Ferry along with it. Rodman knows all the tricks.
The worm hit his first, so Dennis with 5 looking for 6. Mike Fratello really has to play the X and O chess game tonight with the front line, Jim, without Tyrone Hill, with people picking up personal fouls.
Like Michael, he's done an expert job in getting Mills some rest, Brandon some rest, and now Bobby Phil's, and still maintaining his momentum. Full court pressure, a 1-2-1-1 press. If you beat that first wave, Michael, it's 4-on-2.
Yeah. Look at his little pressure in the ball on the passing, Dennis Rodman. 35-25, Cavaliers by 10. We're going inside 4 minutes left until halftime. Brandon along with Donnie Marshall, Topico, Ferry, and Chris Mills. Terrell, tough look. Look at Rodman trying to keep it alive. Topico to save. Threw it over that timeline. That's going to be a violation on the Cavaliers.
I'll tell you what, also, Kukoc was in that zone area. He's the one that really thwarted Brandon from driving to the basket on Rodman. No call by the official. I mean, you can't jump toward a guy like you're going to double team him. I mean, you can do that in high school and college. They call it run and jump.
Michael Jordan did not stay down long. He is back, which means that Bobby Phil's isn't going to be down long either. Phil's is going to go get Donnie Marshall.
Yeah, and Phil Jackson trying to work that matchup against getting that second-year player against Jordan. But Phil's and Fratello right on top of it.
Steve Kerr is also back. Michael Jordan to lift that jumper. Rodman an offensive stick back after he grabbed an offensive board. Dennis didn't cash it out. Rodman Rodman banging around with Potapico, and I think Billy Oakes just got V for what he felt was clearing off, and Dennis Rodman's got a very pleased grin about it.
Yeah, he played on it. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, Rodman comes right up to him, almost taunting him, because it definitely wasn't a defensive posture, and in doing so, V fought back, and that's what you get. That's the way this guy has been playing over the last 5 or 6 years, and he's allowed to get away with that. Coach Vitello knows what happened. I can't believe the official wasn't smart enough to spot it.
That's 2 on Vitaly Potapico. Dennis Rodman, as he will do occasionally, bought that one, huh?
Yes, he did.
Judd Bushler, another Arizona Wildcat on the floor.
More than bought it, he sold it, didn't he?
Sold it, bought it, cashed in on it. Rodman to the fade, never got there. Bushler last touch. We're going to go Cavaliers' way. Now Dennis is trying to tell Billy Oakes Potapico was shivering me in the back. Got a timeout on the floor. 2:59 left here in the first half. Appreciative Gunda Arena crowd up letting the Cavaliers know they like this 10-point advantage. We're back on Sports Channel.
Everyone can see it. I'm sorry, Shirley, your answer is incorrect. However, as a consolation,
Back inside Gunda Arena, Rodman trying to work Vitaly, Jim.
Yeah, he was sort of out of character, wasn't he? Trying to push the defensive man's hand off of his back. How many times has he given it to somebody in the back? Oh my, look at those numbers. Highest team averages.
And the Bulls average 103 points plus per night, but how about only 27% this evening, as the Cavalier defense has been extremely active and very, very good in help situations.
Yes, they have. The denial has been the key, and one shot at the basket for the Bulls.
Cavaliers by 10, trying to bump it up a little further. Brandon got the corner turn to rock the rack as Terrell went through open spaces.
A big pick by Potapico opened up that passage.
But Candyman in double numbers with 10. Chicago last 6 possessions have not connected. They're 0 of 6. Make it 0 of 7. Jordan had it rattled.
And Fields was right with him. His energy was right in Jordan's motion. What a challenge tonight for Fields, and he has stepped up big time.
Michael Jordan, but 2 of 11. A lot of credit. A lot of defensive presence from Bobby Fields. Cavs by 12. Brandon to raise over Steve Kerr and rip it.
Brandon is on. We talked about it in the open, Michael. If Fields can be Fields and Mills can be Mills and Brandon can be Brandon, they got a chance to beat this team, and we're almost halfway there.
39-25. Jim, we could start it already. You know Chicago's going to come out in the third with a premium effort and a lot of energy. You just know it.
Yeah, because that's one thing you know about great teams. They do have the ability to come from behind. There's a technical foul on Mills, Mike.
He got a personal foul, and then he got a technical foul. That's 2 on Chris, and then Billy Oakes buzzed him up with the tee to go with it.
Yeah, come on. I know, these games are always emotional, but you can't allow technicals, because what they do, they have a way of killing momentum. As insignificant as a lot of people may think, technicals have a way of hurting your momentum. It's a psychological thing. You can see right there Mills talking to the official. He's saying he pushed me first and you're calling it. And Oates tonight has made a couple of questionable moves, but hey, still no need to get a T. Not now.
Steve Kerr, the 80%er, though, did not cash it from the stripe. Scottie Pippen to shoot a couple. Chicago are 0 for their last 9 from the floor, Jim. Obviously, they missed their last 2 free throw opportunities, and they are the ones struggling mightily tonight on the offensive end.
But let me tell you something about Michael Jordan. He understands this game so well that when you have little things like technicals and turnovers, he tries to take advantage of it. Let's see if he can in the last 150.
Potapico made the mistake. Pippen made the Cavaliers pay, went glass to cash it out off the Potapico turnover.
Do you get the feeling that you see that carelessness and that technical, it kills your concentration.
Now, Mike Fratello just caught the shot clock was running, and that was after the turnover, and it just kept running and never recycled to 24.
Tell you what, Fratello has to do it all. Hey, he's running the stat board, the clock. I tell you what, he's doing it all, man.
Not too much gets past the Cavaliers mastermind from the bench. Minute 20 left of the first half. The Cavalier lead is 11.
It was 14. See what that technical did?
And then the Patopico turnover that Scottie Pippen cashed out. Ferry on the box. The step back jumper went glass. Rodman to pull off the board. For Dennis tonight, that's his 7th. He leads the NBA. #1 on the rebounding side. No surprise. Rodman got the chippy. Easy deuce. Jordan found it.
I guarantee you that technical hurt their momentum, Michael, because it was a distraction. Oh, my.
This is a 5-0 Chicago run. Now the Cavaliers got to start with a real short shot clock.
Yep.
It's at 8 right now. Brandon still 40 feet away from the hole. Ferry's going to get a look. And Ferry will drain the jumper.
Oh, man, did he bail him out on that one? That clock was down to 3 and 4 seconds.
41-30. Michael Jordan hanging there. David Jones said he got whacked on by Bobby Fields. Now they got Terrell instead for reaching in. Terrell coming to help Bobby. It'll be Michael Jordan at the line. Now Chicago's lowest points in a half this year, Jimmy, at 34. They only put up 14 points in the first quarter. That was just one better than their all-time low in a quarter this year.
And I'll tell you something else. That was a good foul by Brandon to keep that pressure off of Bobby Fields, who will need all of his fouls against Jordan. Right now, Fields doesn't have a foul.
See what Michael Jordan's all about. Career versus the Cavaliers. 32.5 points a night this year in 2 games. Almost 39 a night. Of course, he had the monster explosion of 45 in Chicago.
And it's funny because Fields has done an excellent job on Jordan in all of those games. But so did Bill Russell. But Chambers still averaged 40 during the playoffs.
Now here's that pressure that the Cavaliers got to be careful of. Their lead is 9. Let's see if they can beat it.
Ball movement.
We were talking about you get a numbers push potentially if you beat that initial wave.
Yes, the only thing that stopped it now was the last shot. Last shot action.
Game clock, shot clock just about synced up. Cavaliers can almost use it all. Kukoc has switched out on Terrell. Brandon crossed him over. Slapped and never got connected with Bobby Fields. Turnover Cavaliers. They're 5th here in the first half.
Anytime there's a miscued pass, it's the fault of the passer. That is a bad mistake by Brandon.
Cavalier lead is 9, but they had a chance maybe to have it a little bit bumped up larger than that.
Yeah, and the fault, if you want to give fault, it's Brandon's fault. Anytime you have the ball, you have to make sure you complete a pass. You got Kukoc backing up. You get him with a ball fake. Why did you pass it up on that baby? Look at that. It hit the office max. Hey, he was trying to pass to Coach Fratello. He's not in the game. I mean, look, he had him right there. You can see it. He had him 3 times and didn't take the shot. That's a confidence thing, Mike. A month ago, he would have taken that shot.
Terrell has picked it up tonight after a lull for the last 3. He's got 12 points here in the first quarter. Hit a couple in a row at the end of the as he returned from the bench here in the second quarter. I want to remind you, next time we get together on the Cavs television network will be in Madison Square Garden come Sunday night, second meeting of the year. Cavs and the New York Knicks. Join us on the Cavs television network come Sunday night. Pippen to beat the first quarter buzzer. Drew iron, but nothing else. Well, the sellout crowd in Gundam Arena appreciative of the Cavaliers' 9-point lead over the 49-6 runaway leaders in the Central, the Chicago Bulls. Don't go away. A lot of halftime coming up for you right here on Sports Channel. Cavaliers by 9 at the break, 41-32.
Sports Channel's coverage of Cleveland Cavaliers basketball is brought to you by Dodge. See your friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Oh, yeah, easily. It'll be
back inside Gundam Arena. The Cavaliers lead as we start the third quarter is 9, 41-32 over the team with the best record in the NBA, the Chicago Bulls. Now that 32 points represents a season first half low for the Bulls as we check our 10 on the floor to start the third. Phil Jackson, Mike Fratello line up this way. Ronnie Harper, Michael Jordan, Luke Longley, the Worm, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen. And the Cavaliers save starting five that began it. Terrell Brandon, Bobby Phills, Mark West, Danny Ferry, Chris Mills. If you're just joining us, Tyrone Hill sprained his right ankle against Seattle. If you were with us on Tuesday night, you are aware of that. Tyrone a no-go tonight, and of course taking those 13 points and 10 rebounds tonight out of the Cav lineup. Now let's see, when we talk about premium effort from the Chicago Bulls to start the third quarter, Cavs must be very aware of it. Longley drops the jumper.
Yeah, the Cavaliers won the battle of intensity in the first half, but these games are won in the second half. They must keep their intensity up.
Ferry's got an open look at it. Mark West on the stick back that goes, cleaning up the Ferry misfire.
Cavaliers starting out on a good note, Michael. Their momentum is up.
Pippen be a double. Luke Longley, too easy. Nobody rotating for the Cavaliers.
Michael, big body. Luke Longley is 7'2", a finesse player, and he's pretty solid around the basket.
Cavaliers trying to deny Chicago winning their 8th straight since the All-Star break. Brandon had to whirl out of what would have been a double. Got Pippen off his feet and delivered and dropped that jumper.
Well, I'll tell you something. All this looks good with Brandon making those shots, Michael, but the thing that helped them extend their lead was their ball movement and their passing. They got to be careful. Don't get too far away from that.
Cavaliers start out 2 for 3 from the floor here in the third. Shot clock inside 10. Rodman still 28 feet away from the hole. Got Pippen a look at the tray. Ronnie Harper gets slotted by Mark West, who flew and denied the former Cavalier.
Good job by Mark West. The intensity level is up. Look how the big man gets over there and is able to block and deny Ron Harper for the easy offensive putback. Look at that. Look at the movement. I love it. Defense at its best. The Bulls in the last 9 minutes only had 2 field goals. Cavaliers defense is the difference.
Hey, Jimmy, Phil Jackson's not waiting now. He got Tony Kukoc right back to it. Michael Jordan is struggling tonight, not making shots. Jordan just 2 of 13 on the night.
With Kukoc in the game, Michael, as you mentioned, that worked for about 2 plays and 2 minutes that Kukoc was in the game. The Cavaliers made the adjustment.
Brandon got the corner turn. Bobby Phills had a strong 10-point first half in which he carried a couple of 3-point hits. Brandon found Mark West rolling to the hole. Mark went left-handed. Danny Ferry with a Cavalier offensive board, and he just got a facial from Luke Longley.
Bad decision.
2:15 into this third quarter. Cavaliers by 9. Jordan gave Kukoc an opportunity. Harper kept it alive. Brandon's got Mills running out. Chris gonna fly and flush. Brandon found him. Mills delivered.
Advantage Cavaliers from defense to offense.
We talked about the beginning of the third quarter being very crucial. Phil Jackson gets it stopped. Cavaliers have built in their lead. They're up 11 when we come back. Club in the NBA. Join us at 7:30 next Tuesday night on Sports Channel. Terrell up to pick off the Luke Longley missed spinning jumper.
That's right. They came out of the timeout looking for someone to score down low, and Mark West deflected that shot by Longley.
Phil's got a step, and Michael Jordan hammered Mark West, who wanted to punch it with some authority.
He knows how to finish. That was the last resort move by Michael. See Longley picking up Phil. I'll tell you what, this season, Bobby Phills has really improved his dribble dish. He's looking for open people. Anytime the defense overcommits, he has been able to find the open man. Over the last 25 games, he's been averaging about anywhere from 3 to 5 assists a game.
Mark West, who got the starting call tonight. Mark on the year, a 49%er from the line. West will split that pair, so he now has 5. Cavaliers lead is a dozen, so they built on it, and Scottie Pippen threw it away.
Yeah, the defense was there. They wanted to go to Kukoc, but Ferry with the strong overplay. They tried to go to Harper, and he was being played. Excellent defense. Cavaliers at their best tonight defensively.
Cavaliers haven't beaten the Chicago Bulls in the last 4 contests here in Cleveland. They haven't beaten them in 6 times overall. But look at the Bulls' struggles tonight on the offensive end. Brandon fading away. Jordan to pick it off and start the run.
You got to stay with that continuity, because that's what keeps pressure on this team defensively. Anytime you start going too much one-on-one or over-dribbling, you're playing right into the hands of their defense.
Michael Jordan just 2 of 13 against Bobby Phills. Just simply lost it. Cavaliers had a trio of bodies on him. Turnover Chicago. And Phills felt the double. Brandon running to the hole. Went to the reverse. Got it to drop.
Ball movement, passing. The swing pass by Mark West is what made it happen. They're catching this Bulls defense all out of position.
Bobby Phills got a cheap one on that personal foul on the reach, and on Bobby, and is going to be his first personal foul. Though, Jim, that first contest of the year back during Christmas week, Bobby had 3 right away in the first 4 minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, he never had a chance to get started. But in that particular game, in the second half, he had 17 points. But look at right here. See the ball movement and the swinging of it catches the Bulls defense out of position. It shows you the strength and the importance of passing.
Terrell was 16, a couple of field goal hits here. Look at Jordan, wants it a little bit now as he struggles at 2 of 13. Kukoc found Worm Rotman, who went up and down for the easy deuce.
Sweet move by Kukoc. Oh, he saw the whole floor. At 6'10", he can do that. Look over the defense.
Dennis is going to grab a double-double tonight. You can count on that. I say that, and you may say, why is Red Guy counting on that? Well, he's got 8 boards, and if Dennis Rodman doesn't get 2 more rebounds tonight, you'll have a real story.
Tell you what, it could happen, but probably not tonight.
Brandon going to look at it. Terrell lace him. Jimmy, he froze Kukoc.
He did. Kukoc at 6'10". See, he didn't take that shot against Kukoc in the first half. He's more aggressive this half.
Cavaliers continuing to build on their 9-point halftime lead. Jordan going to get off the schneid. Michael will stick it. He's 3 of 14, though, from the floor tonight.
But I tell you what, I like what Phil's did. He stayed his ground. He's making Jordan shoot over the defense. That's a tougher shot for even a guy as great as Jordan when you have to shoot over the outstretched hand of a defender.
Cavaliers have come out strong with 11 quick points here in the third. West has got Rodman where he wants him, and Mark took a shot from Dennis Rodman.
You know what? I think he pulled a growing muscle. I don't think he got hit at all. I think he just pulled a growing muscle.
See if we can take a peek and find out if Mark West indeed did take a shot. He is in a lot of agony right now.
He is.
West showing pain.
Timeout, Cleveland.
Get a timeout on the floor, but let's look see.
Watch his drop foot. See right there where he makes the turn and the hesitation. See, he pulled a muscle. Oh, he pulled a lower abdomen muscle. Oh my.
Dennis Rodman never did really exert any pressure.
Now when he made
Cavalier
that spin,
lead is 12. We come back.
and if you watch Mark West here, he's got a low, looks like a low abdomen pain or stress right there. See right in there. When he makes that pivot, you have to shift your weight from one foot to the other. And right in there, when he makes that twist, you're going to see it. Now watch him go to his right, and now watch him come back. Right there is where he twisted. Oh my. Oh my.
Jim, did you ever incur any injury of that type?
I did, Michael. I did, Michael, and I'm going to tell you that, there's big concern because it could be a rupture, it could just be a strain or stress, but that's big time for a big man. Slow healing.
Yeah, it's magnified tonight because Tyrone Hill not dressed this evening because of the sprained ankle against Seattle. Shot clock at 5. Phil's has got to take Jordan. Bobby tried to go inside, and with one, they're going to put 1 on the shot clock. Cavaliers got to just catch and deliver right here.
Oh, yes, they do. And this is where any defense is going to be at its best. They're not going to allow you to catch, let alone get a shot off.
Mills, Brandon, delivered, no. Did not deliver. 24-second violation. Terrell had the ball fake, Jim, and
Yeah.
that bought enough time for that shot clock to expire.
But you know what, Michael? He had taken the shot, but the official is saying, hey, he didn't have enough time, in my estimation, on the catch. The official started counting on the catch even before the whistle blew. He made the call. And then you watch, he blows the, see, he gets the shot off.
Didn't start.
Yeah, but the official said it didn't start. Right. They were all over it.
Who coach Pippen, Harper, Rodman, and Jordan. Phil Jackson looking for offense tonight. His club's down 12. Michael Jordan with that baseline fade that he fills up. MJ with 13 now at 30.9 points per night. He's averaged 38 in the 2 games against the Cavaliers. Cavaliers beat pressure, give Mills an open look. Patopico and Ferry will battle.
Good fight down low. Second shot opportunities. Oh, yes.
Bobby Phills will splash that home run for the 3.
He has been shooting this ball awfully well for a while, as Michael made mention earlier. And you can see it fills with the nice stroke.
Bobby Phills confidently has buried 3 trays tonight. Now Jordan looks like he wants some. Michael Jordan won't have it. Dennis Rodman offensive bound. That's last touch Jordan. Didn't see it that way, though, did they? I'm refereeing, Jim, but the fellas with whistles don't agree with me.
But, Michael, there is a battle going on between Fields and Jordan. Oh, my, the pushing and the aggressiveness.
Talked about stepping up to this challenge. Patopico trying to help. Jordan got it started, took a hit, and is going to get to the stripe. That's Vitaly Patopico with his 3rd personal foul. Jim, Mike Fratello can ill afford now to have V not on the floor because of foul trouble.
I tell you what, and it's the same foul that he got in the first half. He hits Jordan again on the right hand elbow. He hits him again, Michael. That's the same one he got in the first half. Come on, V. Yeah, at some point, you got to leave it alone. Look at the numbers for Jordan. 4 of 16. Bobby Phil's a big part of that.
Michael Jordan now starting to pick up the pace a little bit. He is not shooting it well at all, though. Harper's going to get hit for the reach in. 92 feet away from the Cavalier offensive end. Not a good foul, Jimmy.
But, Michael, it gives you a statement by the Bulls defense. There is a big concern for the Cavaliers in the half-court set. When teams press you full court, what they're trying to do is take some time off the clock in the hope that it puts pressure on your offense when you do get to the other half. Look at that. They're trapping all over the floor. It's like a college game.
Now, though, you got to start with 14. Mills wanted to explode to the front of that rim. Jordan got a piece. Bobby Phills didn't get the roll. Brandon battling Rodman. The worm came away, and Harper tipped it away from Pippen. The disorientation of the Chicago Bulls continues.
Look on their face. Look at Harper. Look at Pippen. That's what defense will do. They can feel pressure too. If you put enough pressure on them, they'll make mistakes, and they do right here. Look at that. Look at the reaction of Phil Jackson. He called for Kerr. He said, get Steve in there.
Danny Ferry to unload and drop that jumper. Didn't need a lot of daylight. Danny got the gun out of the holster real quick.
Just what the doctor ordered. We talked about it in the open. Quality of shots.
Danny with 9. Cavalier lead at 13 at 57-44.
When you play the good teams, you have to make open shots.
Kukoc wanted to give Jordan a look. Rotation found him. Ronnie Harper will not triple. Pippen kept it alive. Fresh 24, Chicago. We go inside 4 left here in the 3rd. Cavaliers by 13, but now can they close out the sale? Rodman had it in his hands, gave it up. Turnover, Chicago, their 10th of the night.
Pressure by the Cavs defense.
Ferry with Jordan out to get him. Now Pippen's going to hound Terrell Brandon. Terrell's clearing it out. Got to get busy. Shot clock at 5. Brandon to raise from deep. Got a whistle and going to shoot him up 3 times on the Scottie Pippen hack.
Cavaliers, it's going all their way right now. If you're Mike Fratello, you got to be happy. But if you're that man there, Phil Jackson, there is a big concern. Because intensity-wise, they have not matched the Cavaliers on either end of the floor. You can see the foul there by Pippen. He'll have 3.
Terrell from the stripe at 90%. Had led the NBA at many occurrences during this 96-97 season. Terrell's numbers very solid versus the Chicago Bulls. Continues to stretch the Cavaliers' biggest lead of the night at every free throw hit from Terrell.
And Michael, one of the biggest Cavalier fans, John Brodsky, one of the stat men who is in the hospital now. I know he's watching this game. Big time Cavalier fan. Watches Brandon make 3 in a row. Get well soon, John.
Yeah, John, we miss you down here courtside. Make sure you pull it all together and get back with us as soon as possible. All of us at Sports Channel send out our best to one of the best, John Brodsky. Jordan's going to raise. Michael Jordan ellipsum nylon with 3 Cavaliers flying at him.
Yeah, Bobby Phills fell. Jordan took advantage of it, and there's the full court pressure. Trying to trap Brandon, trying to get the ball out of Brandon's hands.
Jim, though, now the importance when you get in the offensive set with only about 10 left, like right now.
Yeah, you got to make good decisions.
Now Mills is turning it over. He walked.
But
Jordan by Billy Oates.
But did you see Jordan overplay Phills coming behind the pick? That's what made him hesitate and travel. Oh my.
Michael Jordan with the last 8 Chicago Bull points, and yet Michael only 6 of 17 for the floor. He's looking for that rub from Rodman for that quick jumper. Brandon and Mills will battle one another. The Candyman finally got it secure.
There's that press again. They're trying to get the ball out of Brandon's hands. But Michael, they have got to go north and south.
Patopica wanted it on the box of Dennis Rodman with some histrionics, semantics on the whistle that's going to get him on that personal foul.
Good job by Patopico, just reading and moving to the open area on the floor. He's just moving to the open spot. And look at Rodman trying to maintain position. The official right out on the play. Patopico with that big body. Cavs take advantage of the free throw situation too.
Cavaliers have gotten Chicago in that bonus. Vitale from the free throw stripe on the year, a 76%er. He's got 3, looking for 4. Cavs on Sports Channel brought to you by the Michelob family of beers with that smooth classic taste you don't find every day. Michelob, some days are better than others. Jim, close to a 10-second violation on the Cavaliers.
The only thing that saved him was Brandon had the ball in the forecourt and not the back. Boys all over that one with the camera.
They always are. Under the direction of our producer director Tom Farmer, fellas and ladies with the cameras in Gunda Arena, simply the best in the NBA. Kerr went down inside. Rodman missed the chippy. Jim, now tell me he just didn't want to get an offensive board so he could add to his total. I'm serious.
Well, it could have been, but I tell you what, that was careless if it was. But look at the Bulls' strategy. They're looking to trap Brandon, push the ball up the middle, go north and south.
Minute 45 left of the third. Cavaliers lead is 14. Patopico felt the double. Shot clock at 5. Bobby Phills won't happen. Jordan up to snap it off. Cavaliers got to be careful now here at the end of the third. Jordan to the dotted line. Got in the crowd and had to reroute it.
That's right. The Cavalier defense closing in on Jordan, not allowing him to penetrate all the way. Jordan got a lean from Danny Ferry, and Michael's going to get to the free throw line on the Danny Ferry personal foul. That's 3 on Dan. Not a good move by Ferry, because let's be honest, how many shots is Danny Ferry going to block of Michael Jordan's? The thing that's been so successful against Jordan is making him shoot over the defense with a hand in his face. And I made a statement a moment ago about Dennis Rodman. Now, you remember Moses Malone? Jimmy, you played against him. I know Moses would miss offensive opportunities because he knew he was going to keep getting those stickbacks and add to his rebounding total. Come on, you know that. I'll tell you what, it used to seem like that with Mo because he just sit that baby up there and then go get it again. That's right. Michael Jordan has kicked it a little bit into gear. He's got 10 here in the third. He's got 19, but he's not shooting it well. 6 of 18. And Jordan decides to take Brandon. Let's see if Brandon can still stay to his scoring ways on Jordan. Terrell look at a triple, left at front iron. Pippen to claim it.
Chicago trying to get this lead down to 10. Kukoc to the Rays. Rodman gave a pretty good bang to Terrell. No whistle.
Bulls missed the open shot. That's a Kukoc mainstay, that transitional jumper.
Mills hard baseline, offensive foul. Dennis Rodman took the hit, and Chris Mills the guilty party.
And what Terrell Brandon is saying, if you're going to call that, then why didn't you make the call against Scottie Pippen on Brandon? Pippen literally grabs Brandon, and then you see Rodman there picking up the charge.
Dennis helping Jim Kinsey blow that whistle. Phil staying in Jordan's face. Bobby may have got a piece. Didn't matter. Michael dropped it anyway on the fade. He's got 11 in the quarter. Chicago's coming strong. They're down 10.
And the biggest strategy that has helped them has been their full court pressure. Cavs have not reacted well in the last 3 minutes.
Ferry will squeeze the trigger. Chicago can hold it for the last one. And Jim, they were down 14 a moment ago. A hit here, and they're down 8, maybe 7 in the third.
But in all fairness to Ferry, that was a pretty good shot. He was open.
Jordan Wheely didn't deliver. Kerr kept it alive. Kukoc won't happen. And we have expired 3 quarters of basketball. 20,563 on their feet in the gun. Try to see if the Cavaliers could bring home this 10-point lead and ring up the Bulls. You should too. Fourth quarter when we come back on Sports Channel. Michael Ray Guy, Jim Jones. Fourth quarter coming up on Sports Channel. Take a look at our Revco third quarter numbers. Chicago, Jim, only shooting 33%. This is a team that shoots 46 on the year, and the best by points per game per night at 103. Now look at the fourth quarters here in 2 games by the Bulls in their 2 wins over the Cavaliers in December and January.
Yes, and Michael, you know, much like the Cavaliers, the Bulls use full court pressure to really give the Cavs some problems with 3 minutes to go, and they're starting the fourth quarter out the same way. Full court pressure all over the floor by the Bulls.
Now Chicago is only 4 up and 11 down when they trail after 3 this year, and they've lost 2 of those 3, as you have seen momentarily, on the road.
Well, what that says is that when it's bad for them, and right now it is bad. Cavaliers have momentum.
But Topico going into his half, Veal deliver and drop that jump hook from in tight.
Big body, big boy right there. Patopico a little bit too strong for Rodman.
V with a total of 6 on the evening. Cavaliers back up by a dozen. I'm impressed with Jim. They have managed to come out in the third and to start the fourth and not gotten into lulls early on.
That's right, Bill. So that gives you a sign that the intensity level is still up. Look at that cut.
Yeah, got to a cutting Ronnie Harper who went for the deuce.
Good play. Full court pressure by Steve Kerr on Brandon. Bulls, their intensity is up, but so is Cleveland. They've got support off of the bench, and they've made the shots when they've had to.
Michael Jordan getting a blow to start this fourth and final quarter. But Topico, look at the take Rodman. V with that baseline jumper, got a whistle as Harper came to double. And Dennis Rodman's going to get hit with his 4th personal foul.
Patopico is too strong. He can't keep Patopico off the block. Watch when V bumps him. Boom, right there. But watch Rodman. He tries to come back and bump him. He can't get V off balance. V is so low into his pivot that he's a rock. It's almost impossible for Rodman to knock him off balance.
Topico again, trying to work that low box, wanting the basketball. Terrell had a look at 3. Dennis Rodman going 12 and 12 tonight. 12 board to go along with his 12 points. Double-double, number 12 on the year for Dennis. Ronnie Harper with a look from the baseline. Rodman had a stick back. Pippen finished.
Tell you what, when you don't pick up your people in transition, that's what you get. All the Cavs little guys were underneath, and the big guys were on the perimeter trying to defend. You got to match up in transition so that doesn't happen.
Surra going to get doubled. Bobby beat it with 2 seconds to spare.
He should be able to penetrate Michael against Harper.
Yeah, Cavalier lead is 8. Closest the Bulls have been in quite some time. Surra to the take. Offensive foul on Bob Surra.
When you penetrate, against the good defenses, you have to look shot first. See, he doesn't look shot at all. He's looking to pass all the way. You got to look to score first. If you release that ball and now you bump Scottie Pippen, I bet you they call that foul on Pippen.
Sura got hit with it. Cavaliers trying to deny Chicago getting any closer here. Caffey took Patopico, went glass. Tough look that he knocked out. The lead is down to 6.
Yeah, Jason Caffey complaining, hey, you're just Jason Caffey. That was a nice move. That's all you're going to get. Maybe Michael Jordan gets an and one on that play.
Chicago has hit a couple field goal opportunities in a row after Vitaly Patopico put the Cavs on the board first here in the 4th. So the lead is at 64-58. Cavaliers are having to settle late in shot clocks now. Brandon's got to lift it. Terrell looking at the triple as the shot clock expires.
You called it, Michael. They're taking a little bit too long to get into their sets. That's what's putting pressure on their shots because they're trying to beat a clock rather than beat a defender.
Chicago cutting into this lead with Michael Jordan sitting down. Pippen wants it. Harper has not shot it well tonight, and Bob Sura, be careful, Robert, just got whistled on the block on Ronnie Harper, and Sura jumped up like he was going to get in the face of David Jones.
That's the worst call of the season right there. Watch this call. Sura has position. Watch Harper. Now look what Sura is. Where was Bobby Sura? He was already there. He was already there. That's the worst call of the year. That was one of the most obvious bad calls I've seen in a long time.
Jimmy, maybe the only thing I see there, though, is Sura had his body three-quartered instead of squared up.
Yeah, but no, see, he had him on that side because he wanted him to go to the right. Harper wanted to go left, so Harper runs right into him. He was already there.
Pippen going to fade glass, had it rattle out on him. Rodman keeping it alive and knocking it down off glass. Dennis Rodman, lunch bucket, hard hat, going to work. Cavaliers got to get it stopped. The Chicago deficit is down to 4 as Rodman putting energy into the Bulls thing. Come right back on Sports Channel.
Sports Channel's coverage of Cleveland Cavaliers basketball is brought to you by the Chevy Network, where Northeast Ohio is going.
Michael Reggie, Jim Jones, very pleased you're with us tonight on Sports Channel. Cavaliers trying to use the Gund Arena energy to help them stave off this Chicago run. Jimmy, Vitaly Patopico with the first hoop to start the 4th to push the Cavalier lead up to 10, but it's an 8-0 Chicago run, and it is all with Michael Jordan sitting down. I think that's critical.
It is critical because one of the things you want to do is trying to have an advantage with the Bulls when their best players aren't on the floor. Look at, they can't even get the ball in. They couldn't get the ball in, Mike. You want to have an advantage on the Bulls when their best players aren't in. And what's happening now is that Coach Vitello looking directly at Donnie Marshall, telling him where he should be, because the important thing now is to get the ball in bounds. You have 5 seconds to get the ball in bounds. But you and I both know, would you expect anything less of a championship team to not have the ability to come back?
Absolutely not. I mean, a 14-point deficit, a 16-point deficit. I mean, Jim, we've talked so much about, the Bulls say some of the biggest wars, some of the most competition we've had in the last 2 years is on our practice floor every day for 3 hours. And that's a statement being made about the NBA now, but the Bulls are making that very statement.
It is, because in junior high and high school and college, that's what they tell us. That's what they used to tell us. Hey, the game should be easy compared to your practices, because it puts you in the mood. It keeps you intense. It keeps your edge.
So what Jordan and Pippen and Rodman are trying to say is on some nights we get more competition on that practice floor than we're going to face on game night.
Yeah.
Donnie Marshall in a crowd. Donnie Marshall forced it. Scottie Pippen yanked it off.
Yeah, pretty good turn. Good penetration by Marshall, but not a good release.
Scottie Pippen cannot 3, but Jason Caffey went up big. Steve Kerr to launch the triple. Pippen with an offensive bound. He's going to get to the line. Cavaliers standing around. Chicago active.
And yeah, very active. And the key active person is Scottie Pippen. And he is a role player that has the ability to step up and be the man. And he's at his best as far as being the man when Jordan is not in the game. You know, there's no consideration. A lot of times you get a great player, you know, setting his game aside for another great player. Scotty has been able to do that, and it's made him a more rounded player.
Phil Jackson has waited long enough. Michael Jordan will come back, but he sat for 4 minutes and 23 seconds of game time here in the fourth quarter. Jordan comes back after having delivered 12 of his 21 in the third.
But those 12 that he delivered in the third, if he had not made those points, because he was the only one scoring at that time, this would have been a 20-point lead.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No question.
You know, he kept them close enough.
He had 8 points in a row.
Sure.
Chicago on a 9-0 run. Cavaliers have gone almost 4 minutes without a hoop here since Potapico's deuce to start the fourth. Vitale getting doubled. Mills will step through. Chris got to the rack and got denied as the shot clock expired.
And you know who blocked the shot? Scottie Pippen.
David Jones and Billy Oakes. Now Jim Kinsey's going to help him out and say Chicago last touch will go Cavaliers' way.
Kinsey, he was right about that one. Hey, I'll give him credit sometimes. I mean, he was right about that one. Of course, he had the worst call of the year, but still, he was right about that one.
Begrudgingly, my partner going to give Jim Kinsey his due.
Hey, man, down the stretch, every possession is so crucial. Nobody understands that better than Mike Fratello.
Cavs by 3. Sura crossing over, now in trouble. Potapico with an open look, and V will knock down that crucial jumper.
Okay, if you know that a championship team has the ability to come back, how do you beat them then? You beat them with staying with the game plan. Stay with the game plan and match their intensity.
Potapico with 8. Caffey, Rodman by himself. The Worm's going to get to the line as Bob Sura gave him a belt. On Bobby, that is his 4th personal foul.
I'm wondering that if anybody else threw elbows like this, watch this. If anybody else threw elbows like that, would they be given a technical?
Let me ask you this. In your day, you were known as a guy that would mix it up a little bit. If Rodman came away from a clinch with you like that, would it have been hard for you to contain and not want to get in his face and go with him?
No, Michael, because that was because we respected each other. And even though we could elbow each other, maybe catch each other in the mouth on the clinch, and when we break, I'm looking to protect myself. You know what I mean? You can't leave yourself open for an elbow in the mouth. I mean, this isn't hockey. But there was a certain respect level among players where I could take it if you could take it, and there was no fighting. It was just physical play. Now everybody's got an attitude. If you get the ups on me, I want to fight you. I mean, that's not the way the game is. In fact, that's not the way life is.
Dennis Rodman's fighting it on the floor tonight. Steve Kerr got the pick, and Bob Sura just grabbed him. That's his 5th personal foul. Terrell Brandon's going to come and get Bob Sura. That's a 14th foul on the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Bobby lost it. Bobby lost it. He lost his focus for about 3 minutes there, and you can see it. And that was carelessness. You can't be careless against the Bulls.
66-63. Chicago down 3 and with it. Trying to turn up the heat. Harper for the tie. Potapico to grab it off. Ronnie has really struggled tonight. Harper 1 of 7. Michael struggled. He's 6 of 20. Cavaliers need offense. Brandon got Caffey in the air. Rodman up to pick off his 15th board to go along with 16 points.
With Jason Caffey on you, those are shots you should make. You had him backing up. You got to make your shots.
Everybody in Gun Arena almost sensing. Last touch, Steve Kerr. Turnover, Chicago. Bobby Phills and Terrell Brandon made Kerr miscue. They're 11th.
Bobby Phills. Bobby Phills once again deflecting the pass that was meant for Jordan. Now you're getting a feel why Bobby Phills is second team all-pro defensive player. Look at just a physical play, heads-up play by Phills off Kerr's leg.
Mike Fratello helping to orchestrate the call for Jim Kinsey. Brandon trying to cross over, but Jordan is with him. That's going to be an illegal defense. Jason Caffey got caught up from running back up from the top down to the box.
And Phills did a good job of pinning Steve Kerr so he couldn't switch back.
That's the first on Chicago tonight. It's a warning. Everybody knew that Chicago dialed it up when they were down 16, Jim, and they have.
you know the Bulls aren't going to give you a game. You know, you got to earn it. That's why they've won as many as they have. They don't beat themselves.
Bobby Phills muscled Steve Kerr, kept it alive with his wallet on the deck. Potopic got it. Baseline right.
Big time effort by that young man.
Hey, but how about Bobby Phills? As I said, he took a hit on the deck and made sure he had the presence of mind to keep it alive. V's got the Cavaliers 6 points, 6 of their 7 here in all 6 of them here in the 4th. Jordan trying to break Phills down. Michael Jordan with some big time deliverance.
Good job by Phills anyway. He made him give the ball up once, but he couldn't stop him from getting it back.
Michael Jordan with 23, approaching his NBA point per game leading status of the night. That is almost at 31. Bobby Phills got hit, switching off and pushing off on Michael Jordan. That's 2 on Bob.
When you make that pick, you cannot be moving. It's all right to move in front of the man, but once you make contact and you're moving and you're supposed to be setting a pick, that's a moving pick. See, and Phills cannot afford to get careless fouls because he needs them for Jordan.
68-65, Chicago down 3. They have gotten close, but they've never been able to catch the Cavaliers since they led way back early in the first. Kerr, very short. Rodman trying to keep it alive. Rodman will battle but couldn't. Rodman almost had a pick and then got hit with a personal foul, and that's 5 on Dennis. That's 5 on the Worm.
But you can see what Dennis Rodman brings to the dance, Mike. He brings a tremendous amount of intensity, and that's one of the reasons why they've been able to come back on the Cavaliers. But watch what Rodman does. Doesn't mind giving up the body for the ball. Now, most players would lay down there and catch a camera shot, but he was able to catch Brandon and almost make the steal.
Dennis has been up close and personal with the boys with the lens this year. Brandon and the Rays didn't go down. Terrell thought he was going to rip some cord there, but he is going to get to the stripe as Steve Kerr couldn't elevate with him and bumped him.
Well, they had all of the other Bulls players occupied with movement on the baseline. Then that became isolation against Steve Kerr, and Kerr didn't have a prayer. There was no one to give him help. No one was talking to him because of the picking motions on the baseline. Everybody was occupied. Strong shot by Brandon.
Well, Jim, it's been all Vitaly Potapico for the Cavs. He has all 6 for the Cavs here in the 4th. Terrell is back on one of those free throw runs. He's hit 28 straight, says our man with the numbers, Tommy Bochenik, down here courtside with us. Somebody else got to help this young rookie, Jimmy, on the offensive end here in the final 3.5.
Yeah, they do. If you're going to expect him to beat the Bulls, very seldom will that happen. But Brandon is doing his best.
Terrell with 23 on the night, so good to see the Cavalier Candyman back in his normal rhythm. He has had 3 games that are subpar for him.
Yes.
Cavs again by 5. They got to look for Pippen. Scotty won't triple, but got his own. Jordan with a wheel, going to come up flat. The miseries continue for Michael. 7 of 22 from the floor tonight.
Bobby Phills with a hand in his face. They're not allowing Jordan penetration all the way to the hoop. They're forcing him to take the jumper with a hand in his face.
Brandon tried to work Kerr. Potapico with a look. Got it! V's got 8 of his 12 here in the 4th. Cavalier lead is 7. They're up in the gun as the Cavaliers are riding the 280-pound frame on the rookie out of Wright State. More coming up in the gun in a moment on Sports Channel.
Jumper. You can see the future is bright for that young man.
Now, can you close out? You being the Cavaliers, the best closeout team in the NBA. Steve Kerr has just rainbowed the tray down.
It's an art on how to finish a game. And the way you do it, you have to play with confidence.
Kerr just got a rip on Brandon. Cavalier lead is 4. Just like that, it went from 7 to 4. Coop coach to the hole. No. Wipe that off the book. Danny Ferry on the ground with a personal foul, his 4th.
You have to play with confidence to close a game. You can't be afraid. if you've been aggressive for most of the game, you have to stay aggressive. You have to attack the defense to get them to react. There's a double team, but nobody moving to the ball. That's why Brandon had it deflected, because he tried to hang it in the air to buy time to find the open man. The first mistake he made was he killed his dribble. Keep your dribble. That keeps the pressure on the defense.
Cavaliers led by 7. Out of the timeout, Phil Jackson got Steve Kerr spotted up for the stroke to cut it to 4. Randy Brown is back for the Bulls. A Kukoc hits here. Just like that. Didn't do it. Mills out-battled Rodman. That was huge. Kukoc could have cut that down to 2, Jim.
You're exactly right, Michael. But look, if they put Randy Brown in to guard Brandon, he's a tenacious defender.
But Topico almost lost it. Brandon had a look and pulled it back down. Shot clock now at 5. Terrell to lift. Mills flying high. Pippen trying to save. And he got a timeout right in front of Jim Kinsey. And Kinsey gave it to him.
Well, look at the Cavaliers coming off the floor. Keep your heads up, because they got to catch you. You got to remember how this game is done. They have to catch you. You've got a 4-point lead. Play with confidence, Cavaliers.
We'll be back. Cavs by 4. American Molding. Come on in, and WNCX. Good seats still available. All right, last 4 contests in Chicago's 7-0 since the All-Star break. Look at this, 118 points tonight, shooting 50%, 48% from the three-point line, and just killing people. Bottom line, ripping it up. Check out tonight. Only 68 points, shooting 34%. Steve Kerr finally hit their first tray of the evening. Rebounds have stayed strong, courtesy of Dennis Rodman. But you got to close Chicago.
That's right. And now it's all mental and psychological. It's all confidence. Play with your head.
You know where it's going. Michael Jordan. Danny Ferry got a piece. Ferry with some major league denial as he helped Bobby Phills.
That's all it is. Just play your game. Stay confident. Do the things that got you to this point. Just stay with the game plan.
A lot of basketball left. Still a minute and 16. Shot clock at 5. Phills has got to trigger it. Bobby to lift it. Mills had an offensive board. Kept it alive.
They're going to foul you. Look out. They're going to foul you now.
Fresh Cavalier 24. Crowd on its feet at the gun. Cavaliers going to beat Chicago without Tyrone Hill. But Topico put it on the deck, had it ripped by Pippen.
There was no need to even pass it to Topico. You had a full clock.
Jordan gonna lift. Michael Jordan still stays in trouble. Phills with a Cavalier defensive foul. Chicago got a foul now. 30 seconds left. Cavaliers by 4. Jordan on the smackdown on Chris Mills.
Stay aggressive. What a game. But right here, they've got to get that ball in Terrell Brandon's hands. You look at the #1 free throw shooter in the league. They need to get it in Brandon's hands.
Cavaliers got Ferry and Pippen ripped them. The deficit for Chicago is 4, and Mills wrapped up Pippen as he was trying to go to the hoop.
24, Chris Mills, his point.
And Scottie Pippen's going to go to the line. Buckle up and hang on now. Mills trying to get Ferry collected.
But somehow, some way, they were supposed to get that ball to Terrell Brandon. Brandon was at the top. Why would you pass right into a double team? You know the guy on the ball is going to pass it. Oh, my.
The lead is 3. Randy Brown coming back for defense. You know, Jim, I was going to say on that last possession, everything looked nice, but Cavaliers need more points. I think they need one more field goal.
Michael, you're exactly right. But when they came off the floor during that timeout, they had their heads down. Hey, they had the lead. Keep your head up. They got to catch you. Play with confidence. You got them this far, you can beat them. You got to believe.
Cavaliers have
Mike Fratello believes.
Sure he does. Cavaliers have outplayed Chicago for 47 minutes and 41 seconds. But the closure is not here yet. it's still those 19 seconds away.
I agree.
Pippen will cut the Cavalier lead to 2. Rodman and Potapico nose to nose. Cavalier bench got V out of there with Worm. Don't go. Cavaliers. Can you put the closer on the sale? We find out next on Sports Channel. Why do I tell you, night in and night out, we've got the best workers of the lenses in the NBA. Look at Potapico and Rodman. And the big fella at 280 is going to hang his ground with the Worm.
Yeah, Worm is strong, but he's not this strong. I mean, watch the kid shake him off. Look at, he can't do anything with Potapico. You know, V's from the Ukraine. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about height. They don't even believe it. I love it.
Well, the Worm's had a special night. We can't take that away from the man. Not only has he got his normal 16 boards, he's #1 in the NBA, but he's given him 16 points on a night when Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen are not there with their offensive strokes.
Right, and on the other side, V has done the job with 32 minutes, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Mike, he's 5 for 7. What an impact that young player has had for this Cavalier team.
Jim, talk about getting the basketball inbounds here. It was absolutely crucial.
Somehow, some way, you've got to get the ball to Terrell Brandon. He's the best free throw shooter in the league. If you get it to him, game over. You got to give it to him.
They got Phils. Jordan got a piece of it. Oaks might have been in the way.
Hold the ball, Brandon. Hold the ball. Give it back to Terrell.
Mills with a catch, and he is wrapped up hard by Rodman and Pippen. Now Mills and Rodman, the continuance of what started Christmas week in the United Center. You know, Jim, I'm going to tell you what, the Cavs caught a break. And we'll take a look at this. That basketball was stolen by Jordan. It hit Billy Oaks. And Jordan and Pippen were trying to come back up the floor. Or at least Oaks was there impeding the go-after from Jordan.
Okay, let's watch around Jordan's head. I thought it might have bounced off Michael's head.
Now look at Oaks. He's trying to get out of the way.
Shoot, yeah, and that's what saved him. But see, I want Brandon to hold on to the ball. He's the best free throw shooter out there. He needs to hang on to the ball.
Chris Mills at 81%. Going to go twice. Line left. Cavs by 2. Make it 3. What that does is at least get you in a situation where now one more and you make it a 2-possession game.
You're exactly right, and that's where you want to be. So the second free throw is just as important as the first.
Mills didn't get it to go. Chicago with the daylight they needed. We will keep it right here. 9.5 left. Chris Mills split the pair. And the Cavalier lead is 3.
Well, if you look at what the Bulls have, there's a look at the Cavaliers trying to figure out what the Bulls are going to do. There's 2 ways that they play Michael. He becomes the go-to man off a one-on-one set, or else he becomes a decoy for players like Pippen and Kukoc. Scott, I'll tell you something about Kukoc. He has made in the last couple of years as many big shots as Michael Jordan. And the Bulls on threes, 1 of 13.
And this from the 4th best 3-point bombing squad in the NBA. Now, Jim, got to believe as you see that quartet of Bulls coaches talking about it, you're going to have Kukoc, Kerr, Pippen, and Jordan on the floor, all 4 of them that could bury threes, as we well know.
Well, I think you've got to guard Kukoc just as strongly as you guard Jordan, because Kukoc at 6'10" on the rotation, he's going to probably get a player. There's no player out there taller than him. He's taller than Potapico. I'm not sure you leave Potapico in. Look, we've got to wait and see. But I'm telling you that Kukoc can shoot over the defense. And right now, I don't see him even looking towards Kukoc. Let's see if they put him in.
Well, maybe I was a bit premature with my assessment, as Tony has not shed the warm-ups yet. You might have thought, as I did, that Kukoc is ready to come.
Yeah, but it might be a decoy. That's how they try to set you up.
Now, the Chicago Bulls are maybe going to be a part if the Cavaliers can put some closure to this thing in the next 9.8 seconds. Cavs have held 7 clubs to their season low in points. The Bulls' season low is 80. Now they're at 70 right now, and without overtime, They're going to be team number 8 that the Cavaliers defense has done the strangle on. Chicago just has not shot it well all evening long. Tonight, they're only 1 of 6 from the triple line in the fourth quarter and 1 of 13 on the night.
Cavs do get a break, Michael. Kukoc is not in the game. He's not in the game.
All right, so Kukoc will stay down. Kerr is, though. Ronnie Harper, who hasn't been able to find anything tonight, back on the floor. And Mike Fratello is going to get Bob Sura back up. Sura on the floor with 5 personal fouls. Harper, Kerr, Rodman, Pippen, Jordan. Chicago down 3.
You got to run at Steve Kerr. You cannot allow Steve Kerr to shoot an open shot. He has problems shooting with a hand in his face.
With 5 left, Jordan for the tie. Didn't happen. Cavaliers got it done. Book a very special W to Mike Fratello and the Cleveland Cavaliers. 73-70. Cavaliers beat the Bulls. Fewest points by a Chicago basketball club since way back on February 2nd, 1995, when they only put 68 on the board versus Sacramento. Cavaliers, despite a strong performance from Dennis Rodman, beat the Chicago Bulls on a night where Michael Jordan, hounded and harassed by Bobby Phills et al., held Jordan to 7 of 25 from the floor. A sweet W. Cavaliers beat the Bulls 73-70. We'll come back and tell you more on Sports Channel.
On behalf of the Cavaliers, we thank you for your attendance this evening. Please arrive.
When you talk about special victories, the Cavaliers will remember this night of February 27th as one. Cavs in the 7-game win run of the Chicago Bulls beat the Bulls 73-70. Vitaly Potapico, very extraordinary in the fourth quarter as V came up with 8 of his 12. Michael Reggie, Jip Jones. Let's find out a little bit more. Terrell Brandon got his game jump-started again tonight. Terrell doesn't come up lame on too many evenings, and tonight he was huge. He joins our Bill Needle to chat about it. Billy, let's go.
Thanks a lot, Michael. Thanks a lot, Jim. Terrell, just another day at the office?
Well, it was a tough game for us tonight, and everyone contributed, came in and played hard, and that's what Chicago Bulls force you to do. They force you to use your head, play hard, and so this is a great confidence win for us.
Terrell, before we talk about you, let's talk about V. Tell me about Potapico down the stretch and the contribution tonight.
Well, he did a great job. We've been putting a lot of pressure on V to be able to come in and play on the crucial situations. And with West going out the game, you know, we put a lot of pressure on V. He came out big for us tonight, and hopefully he can be encouraged by playing this type of game for the rest of the year.
Terrell, it has been a rocky 3 games prior to this one for you. What difference tonight that made it happen?
Well, I just think I took my time a little bit, and I didn't force many shots, even though I did force some shots with the shot clock going down. But I think I was under more control. I've been working on my shot. Most importantly, I can't stop shooting. I have to go ahead and just play with confidence.
I once had a coach who said, well, you did it right one time. Why can't you do it right every time? Why tonight and why not other times with the Bulls?
Well, Michael Jordan has usually hit that shot, you know, that he missed. You know, he's a great player and great competitor and the best of all time. And he don't want to have their team lose. But tonight we was able to prevail. We got a key rebounds down the stretch. And I think with Chris hitting that free throw down the stretch, you know, that gave us a little bit more confidence. But when you have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on the team, you never know what can happen.
But you know what, T? It looked tonight that the Cavaliers were a lot less in awe, a lot less intimidated. It looked like the Cavaliers were ready to go tonight compared to the last time the Bulls were here.
Well, I think that's something that I try to give a concerted effort during the last couple of days is that, you know, that's not being awe of these guys. You know, we know that what they stand for. We know they have the greatest player in the world and probably the second best player in the world, Scottie Pippen. And Dennis Rodman is a superstar in his own. But our key was trying to contain the rest of the guys. You know, Steve Kerr, Randy Brown, Tony Kukoc. And I think we did a good job in that.
How can you use this to build on for the rest of the season?
Well, this should be a confidence booster for us, no doubt. I think, you know, as long as we come out and play with the same type of intensity every night, which is difficult during this time of the year, guys are a little fatigued. But we had to come out and play hard, and I think by beating Chicago, it should give us a lot of confidence.
23 points from an all-star, gentleman, Terrell Brandon. You got it, Michael and Jim.
The Candyman on his game again tonight, and when the Candyman's on his game, Jimmy, that usually spells success. But the Cavaliers got Michael Jordan held down to 23 points, 7 of 25 from the floor, and We say we talk about that a little bit, but first of all, let us claim up some unfinished business. We'll step aside only momentarily. Don't go. We'll come right back with more after this stirring Cavaliers 73-70 victory over the Chicago Bulls in Gund Arena.